Shalom, 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 shalom. Out there to the hopeful elect of Israel. First off, I want to start off and give all honors and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us his truth and who rule well. Peace and safety and salutations out there to you sincere and you hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four winds of this earth. All right, I'm your fellow servant Malakia. All right, coming in with another lesson today. This lesson is going to be going into. This lesson is basically going to be going into trying to get a title right now. Basically, we are witnessing, a transition, from this old system to a new system. While we're seeing the different things pertaining to, when you look at the news, dealing with these different tariff wars, the different things that are happening, all right, between the different countries, with the U.S., all right, putting tariffs on all these different other countries, and also, with China. I seen another article earlier going into how he's gonna put a pause on the tariffs, but leave only China open. Okay, and there's only it's a reason. There's always a reason for things that's happening. Okay, so while there is a tariff war, there is also a currency war that's happening within the background too. All right, especially dealing with with China. Okay, and this new system that they have going to with this yuan, the digital yuan. Okay, it's able to bypass an old system that the U.S. uses and basically monitors everything under this SWIFT system. Okay, so there's a new system, okay, that is able to bypass this SWIFT system. All right, and I have this guy here, Neil McCoy Ward. He goes a little bit into it. I have an article also going into it. But yeah, man, we are really witnessing the transition, all right, of these older systems, all right, being taken out. Okay, everyone they're so focused on, the tariffs, but also look at the things that's happening with the currencies too as well. Okay, because the day by day that the dollar is getting weaker. So while the U.S. is printing dollars, here it is. You got China, on the other hand, they're building infrastructure. Okay? They're building an infrastructure, making, how can I say it, nations, regions, all right, dependent on the yuan. Okay? And not the dollar. You see, the dollar is on its way to the point where it's going to be obsolete, man. This is a very serious blow onto the dollar, man, and onto the system. All right, the SWIFT system. So I'm going to go ahead and play it a little bit, and we're going to get a scripture here too, and close off.
Right across the board. This is not good. And China is not bluffing. That was just the first shot across the bow. They've got $60 trillion in deposits. That's 3 times bluffing. That was just the credit cards and borrowing right across the board. $1 billion in US treasuries, pushing up the 10-year yield, which will hit mortgages. It's going to hit credit cards and borrowing right across the board. This is not good. And China is not bluffing. That was just the first shot across the bow. They've got $60 trillion in deposits. That's 3 times more than the US, by the way. And if that capital starts fleeing, it's not a slowdown, it's a complete collapse of the system. And just as serious here, while everyone's arguing tariffs and trade, China just fired a monetary nuke, which could be like Bretton Woods 2.0, because the People's Bank of China quietly launched a digital platform integrating the digital yuan into the cross-border payment system of, wait for it here, 10 ASEAN nations and 6 key powerful Middle Eastern countries. Let me put this into context. That's over 38% of global trade now bypassing the SWIFT system. So the US dominated system of SWIFT is going to have some issues. Let's just say that. This isn't just de-dollarization in real time. It's a lot more serious than that, because the Belt and Road Initiative is now syncing with this digital yuan platform. That's trade, investment, long-term cooperation are all being locked in without any US or Western oversight. So the settlement time alone has been cut down from 3 to 5 days under SWIFT to just 7 seconds on the new system.
And you see, that's what it's boiling down to, man. You know, yeah, you can have all these different tariffs. You can put tariffs on these on this country here, this country there. All right, but if you have other countries in line with China as well, what do you think is getting ready to happen? This we are in a position, okay, of looking, all right, at these nations, these countries, all right, they're fleeing away from the dollar. All right, this all started back going into you look into Operation Sandman. Okay, when these different Arab countries started to flee away from the dollar. Now you have these different Asiatic countries. Okay, so called Esau's terms. These different Asian countries fleeing away. All right, from the dollar. So all on that other side of earth is leaving away from the dollar. The dollar has not much dominance anymore. Okay, so what do you think that's getting ready to entail of the things that's getting ready to happen here in Babylon the Great? You know, you can slap all the tariffs, all the sanctions, all you want, but they found a way to bypass this system. Okay, and it's all leading to the MOTB at the end of the day. But as you're seeing this unfold, you're seeing the things that's happening, all right. And it's right now, it's a tariff war, and it's a currency war, okay. That's happening, okay. That's why when it really come down to it, man, they're gonna crash this whole thing, and it's all gonna be imploded onto one system. This is what the elites are heading to, man. Okay, you got to look at the small, intricate, little small details that's happening. All right, within the different things, the markets and all. Okay, it's more than just tariffs, man. Okay, because that's what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to systems to where transition of payments. Okay, how fast can they be executed? Here it is. Instead of waiting 3 to 5 business days, you got something. What do you say? 7. Let me go back to. I think he said 7 seconds. You're in the seconds now. Why wait a couple days and you can just get your money within seconds? Come on, man.
Time alone has been cut down from 3 to 5 days under SWIFT to just 7 seconds on the new system. So by using this new system, these 16 countries avoid sanctions, interest rate changes, and of course political weaponization. And this is exactly why I warned everybody about.
Right. And you see what they can avoid by using this new system. You ain't got to worry about getting a tariff on your goods. Okay? You don't have to worry about sanctions getting put on you by the US. No, man, just come on over here and utilize this new system that I have. And it's quicker and it's probably cheaper. Come on, man.
This about a year ago when I talked about CBDCs being launched in Europe. Because when they launch, what will they need intermediaries for? What will they need banks for? And then what happens to our money? I mean, the European Union has been very clear. They don't care. That they will just dip into our savings accounts whenever they need to. And there's nothing we can do about it if we choose to leave our funds there. They've been very clear. They don't see it as our money. They see it as, because they're so socialist now, as the collective's money. And not just that, anyway, the fees have been slashed by 98% and intermediary banks pretty much gone because there's no need for...
There's no need for the little small banks. It's not going to be no need. You see, everything is all gearing towards the MOTB system, man. Now everything's got to go to what? Straight to the main banks. All right.
these middlemen anymore. And for context as well, in 2022, China ASEAN trade approximately hit just under $1 trillion. This was a 120% increase since 2013. In early 2023 alone, it hit $400 billion. So this isn't just a trade war,
You
it's
see?
a currency war as
It's a
well.
currency war. All right, as he was going into, man. You see? So we're in that time, man. So let me get right here and what this is. No need to go into the Swift system, really. I was gonna. Well, let me just get it for those who don't know what the Swift system is. Um, I typed in Swift system. It says Swift system or Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications is a global messaging network that facilitates secure and standardized financial communication between financial institutions, enabling international money transfers and other financial transactions. Okay, it's all about the big financial institutions to be able to transfer money. When you really look at it, that's all what it's dialing down to is communications between banks, sending money, receiving, sending and receiving. And here it is. You get to the point to where you had to wait 3 to 5 business days. Now you got it to where you can wait seven seconds, and you got the transition between. I mean the transaction between these different banks in a shorter time. So here it is from the damn. It's a actually I believe it's a so-called Indian website. So I have English dot Gujar Gujarat Samakar.com, if I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah, I was reading, but here it is. It says dollar in danger. China's digital yuan to bypass 38% of global transactions dominated by U.S. system. All right, that's a very high percentage. Okay, so damn, it's a lot. So let's read into it. So it says bypassing the U.S. dominated infrastructure for global trade. The People's Bank of China reportedly announced connecting 10 Asian and Middle Eastern nations, mitigating the need for the U.S. based SWIFT system for international trade in these regions. There's no need for it to use the SWIFT system in those regions. Okay? Now they can bypass it and use, all right, what is it? Use the yuan. All right. Well, by the way, the People's Bank of China, man. So it says the digital yuan, called digital RMB, connected to 10 Asian associated of Southeastern Asian nations consisting of Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, my what's that? Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and 6 Middle Eastern nations, including the UAE. Like I said it earlier, going into, at first I started with the Operation Sandman with these different Middle Eastern nations, the UAE, stepping away from the dollar, the use of using the dollar. Now you got it to where the Asian countries are stepping away. Okay, so showing you that the U.S. is not the big player anymore. It says this undercuts SWIFT, Society for Worldwide for Interbank Financial Telecommunications, the U.S. based system for international trade transactions. So it says, as report the blockchain run transaction system, because it's digital. All right, it's what we lead into, is going digital. So it says system of China warps international settlements down to 7 seconds. All right, and takes 3.5 business days with SWIFT. It says, moreover, digital RMB will cut down transaction fees for these channels by 98% as per reports. So what's the point of using the SWIFT system in you're saving money and you're saving time? So this is why you see what's happening right now in the news. These different tariffs, all right, happening. Okay, and here it is. They just leave it only on China because they're trying to crush China. But China's already on its way. This is why China's making a bold statement. All right, saying they'll take whatever type of war that comes their way because they have the infrastructure built and ready, and they don't need the U.S. See, that's what the U.S. need to get in their mind. They don't need the U.S. These countries don't need the U.S. anymore. They don't need the dollar anymore. Okay, they're stepping away from it, and this is what's gonna create a lot of chaos. Okay, especially over here in America, Babylon the Great, man. Let me see if I want to keep going more into it. Says before this, the BRICS nations, including Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates, have pondered upon the idea of having a currency of their own to lower the dependency of the U.S. dollar. You see, so it ain't no need to have a motherfucking use the system anymore. That old system. Let me see. Keep rolling down on it. That's pretty much it of the article. I can just read the last paragraph then. All right, so it says, this comes after what experts term an all-out trade war between China and the U.S. after U.S. President Donald Trump imposed a 54% reciprocal tariff on China. The South Asian giant, in turn, imposed an additional tax, 34% tariff on U.S. imports. Okay, so this is where we at. Trade wars, currency wars, wars. The scriptures talk about you should hear wars and rumors of wars. You know, these wars come in different classes as well. Okay, it's not just talking about military, combat war. It's also economically war. And that's what we're seeing that's happening right now, man. It's being played out right before our eyes. All right, that's why, we're witnessing the transition, all right, into a digital system. All right, we're seeing things happening, all right, fast pace. All right, and this is what's shaking up the world right now. All right, you look at the stock market, the markets over there, the Asian markets is everywhere. People don't know when to buy nor sell. You jump into the market not knowing what you're doing, you might well just say that you lost your money. Because that's where it's heading at. The big players are in, all right? And they're looking to make money. And you have a lot of people are losing money as well, okay? So it's getting to the point to where these 401ks and etc. Look, retirement plans, they're getting ready to be vanished away from the market real soon, man. And people that's holding on to it, you're gonna lose out heavy real soon. Okay, hey man, that's what scripture says. Let's just get that, and because you got a lot of people over here trying to hold on to their life, man. Let me get that right quick, because you will lose it trying to hold on to this system. You will lose it. What's that? Matthew 10. Let's get that. Here it is. I start here. Matthew 10, verse 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. This is what we're seeing right now. All right. You look at a sword. It's a dividing or a cutting, threshing instrument. Okay. That leads to death. Okay. Depending on how you use it. All right, and this is what's happening, man. The Lord is bringing division, okay, and with this division, all right, it's ultimately going to bring to the point of death, okay. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay, he said that what he's sending, okay, this sword upon the earth, and it's not to make any peace. This is why we're seeing division between different countries, nations, people. But the point I want is in verse 39. It says, he that findeth his life shall lose it. We're witnessing, all right, the downfall of this current system, man, this current place. And if you're trying to hold on to it, all right, you're going to lose. You are definitely going to lose. You're trying to save your life. You're trying to get the bag, make the money in a system that's already collapsing. You don't know what's going on. So when this place fall, you're going to fall right along with it. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. All right? So, man, hey, return unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Because it's getting to the point to where, man, this shit is, we in the middle of the transition right now. And if you can't see what's going on right now, you are going to be in a world of hurt. All right? So forsake it all. Let this place go. You know, do your your daily affairs. You know, if you gotta go to work, get a job, pay your bills, etc. Do your things and what you need to do. But we are in the middle of the collapse of this place, man, because the lease is getting ready to usher in this digital system, man. You know, like Apostle Hart said when I was there in New York. You know, he said it, man. He said, if all you that's straggling on the fence, don't really know, the ones who really don't believe, he said, soon you will believe. He looked every brother in the eye when he said it. And here it is through the Spirit. All right, through this video, man. If you don't believe, very, very soon you will believe, man. Your money is not going to save you. Let me get that. We can close out on that, man. Because here it is, man. People depending on this US dollar, man. Your ass is done. Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. See, return to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Forsake this life. Return unto the Lord, man. Okay? And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, will have mercy on you, man. Flee this place, Babylon, man, because we are in the middle of the transition into where they're getting ready to. It's a collapse, but it's a transition between that collapse, man. Okay, and the people that's here, they don't understand what's going on, man. Here it is. I'm just looking at articles. People going out buying shit, buying food, groceries, not knowing what's going to happen because of the tariffs. Okay, but it don't matter what you do. Your money is not going to save you in a day of wrath that's getting ready to come. Okay? Just a quick lesson going into, this what's happening right now, man, because it's going to be one day you wake up and your dollar is not going to mean a damn fucking thing to you, man. All right? So, hey, man, Lord willing, you find this lesson edifying. Out that to you, Akim, Wagwa. I want to give all honors and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us his truth and who rule well. Peace and safety and salutations out there to you sincere and you hopeful elect, scattered abroad across the four winds of this earth. All right, I'm your fellow servant, Malakia. Shalom.